Hello and welcome to the 46th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, along with our co-host, Jordan, and no Alex this week.
And that's me. And yeah, I was gonna say it's weird. It doesn't. If it's weird, I kind of like it.
He's been here for the last month, and now no more Alex.
I'm kind of digging not having Alex here.
Yeah, that guy was a bitch.
But yeah. So, platforms, right? We always kick it off with platforms. Go to fellow platforms.
Yeah, I was gonna lead into that, but then I completely blanked.
Yeah,
I
no, I
apologize.
mean it's Alex's
I'm a terrible
absence.
host.
Oh, yeah, I can't disagree.
I will be ending my life very shortly.
Jesus Christ. Oh, so that's what the license is for. So anyway, if you want to listen to the show in its audio format, maybe not on YouTube, because we all know YouTube's dumb unless you're me and you're dumb and you pay for YouTube Premium, then it ain't so bad. But if you want to listen on a native podcast app, you can listen in natively. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, and Pocket Cast. That is my podcast app of choice. There's always the RSS feed. Forget what it stands for. It's like rich source something. Import that shit into your favorite app if we're not natively there, and you should be able to listen to us wherever you want. As Alex said last episode, he listens on Pornhub.
Yes, he does.
He has two windows open. One's us, and then one's the meat and potatoes.
No, he actually has. I've seen his setup. It's like he has 6 monitors. The one right in the center is our podcast actually, and then the 5 surrounding it. That's all an endless, and I mean endless, stream of hentai.
Stream of hentai, over 200 petabytes of it.
Just every hentai to ever exist plays on those monitors, and then when it runs out, it creates more. AI generates more.
AI Oh no. Oh, where are we going with this already? But yeah, Chris, what do you been up to? You been doing things, doing Chris things?
Doing things, I suppose. I did my course today, so I can get an FID, so I can get a gun.
Yeah, and we can do more shooty Rudy Tooty cowboy shit.
So I can own a gun. And I was a bit bummed out because I went into this expecting there to be like some kind of hard limit on what I can buy, and it's just I can buy a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
As you can't get like handguns.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally it with an FID for clarification. FID comparative to like an LTC. Yeah, it's all long rifles and shotguns. Nothing you can basically fit in your pocket. Hence why they're like no handguns.
I'm just gonna put a 12 gauge in my pocket.
Well, that's why you can't have sawed-offs in some places because they're too small.
Cringe.
So some states don't allow it. So
I'm gonna move to Texas, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to have 4 sawed-offs. I'm going to have 2 in the sides like a pirate and then 2 in the back.
I'm going to have all my limbs replaced with sawed-off shotguns.
I'm going to use my teeth to pull the trigger mechanism.
Each of my eyeballs is going to be replaced with an AR-15. And my dick is going to be placed with a minigun.
You're going to fire and you're going to blast away like a rocket.
Yeah, like rocket jump.
Yeah, yes, exactly. There you go. I'm going to have my
what's that? Was that Rocket Run? What is that fucking game?
Rocket League?
No. The like iOS game where you're like a
Jetpack Joyride?
Jetpack Joyride. Jesus Christ.
Jetpack Joyride.
I knew it had some like alliteration or something.
That's Chris with his minigun dick.
Yeah.
Just blasting off.
Jetpack Joyride.
So you got that class done, so that's good. That's good. Making steps, making progress.
So in 7 to 12 years, I'll actually get my license.
Sounds sweet, 7 to 12 years, I'd say by then...
I'll probably be dead.
Yeah, you'll be dead, yeah. Okay. I think we had read in high school you were dead by like 26.
I said maybe 2025.
2025?
2025 is like my last year, I think.
So 23? That's all you're going for? Like 24?
24, yeah.
Not a bad age.
I mean...
There's really no good age.
What really happens after 24, honestly?
You get older.
Yeah, you just turn old.
You just start wrinkling. Things start sagging and no longer lifting themselves up.
I'm just going to feed myself to my cat.
That's a big meal for him.
It is.
He's gonna look like Oscar when he's done.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what about you, Jordan? Have you been doing anything? Do you do anything outside of like work?
No. No, actually, I yesterday went to my brother's for a showing of like a theater thing they did. And we've actually started Dungeons and Dragons, believe it or not. He's our dungeon master, so my siblings and I started a D&D campaign. And, you know, it's actually pretty cool. It made me think, like, it'd be real cool if we could get some of the boys to try it out, like our friends. Because it's actually kind of cool, especially when you get people who are all mostly into it and like willing to kind of just go with it. And if they don't like it, they don't like it. But, you know, getting in character, like I play a barbarian, and I just love being a dick and just yelling at everybody. So it's cool.
Yeah, because you kind of have to. It is truly like a role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, like in a more traditional sense, where like you are your character essentially.
Yeah.
Where you have to think how your character will think, and a lot of video games don't give you that option.
They don't really give you that now.
It's kind of just a guided experience, and as someone who's only played video game RPGs as opposed to like tabletop RPGs,
it's a nice refresh.
I won't have that in my brain for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to put it. Speaking of video game RPGs, actually, something else I've been doing that has literally made me want to. Like I had to strap myself down to avoid blowing my brains out the other night, trying to complete the mastery challenges in Valhalla. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so hard.
I have a feeling this is going to be a big Valhalla heavy podcast.
Oh yeah, be ready.
I have a lot to talk about.
I am so angry at that game with the mastery challenges.
What do you
I'm
even
so
have to
mad.
do? I got the pop-up for it when I launched it yesterday.
So there's three. There's the Trial of the Bear, Trial of the Raven, and Trial of the Wolf.
Yeah.
Bear is just like combat, so it'll say, I'm trying to gold it, so you can complete them real easily. I'm trying to gold each one, which means you have to do all the side objectives and the main objectives. So for example, Trial of the Bear, you have to kill, say, 15 guards. But the side objectives, if you want to get the whole total score and get gold, is you might have to kill a certain number of guards with air assassinations or fall damage or fire damage or something specific.
That's such a pain in the ass.
Bear and Raven, it's the bow is the second one, the Raven. You use your bow and arrow. So I think I might be Wolf. I'm sorry. I think I might be missing those. Wolf is ranged. That one wasn't too bad. They give you abilities, that specific abilities you can kind of use to your advantage. So you might have to take out 25 guards and 24 of them have to die with a headshot, and the last one has to be with like a weak point, something like that. But oh my god, the stealth challenge! Oh my fucking god! I did the first one, got to the second one. I have been stuck on it for over 2 hours. I cannot do it because you have to kill everyone with an air assassination, with remaining anonymous, and what is the last one? There's another one. There's anonymous, air assassination, and actually, that might even just be it for this one. And you start off in this cave. You climb up on like a ramp. You air assassinate the first guy. You toss his bitch ass in a bush. You sneak up, assassinate the second guy, climb back up. Someone sees him, runs over. You air assassinate them. And then there's just guards on guards. And you have to do this without being seen. And it doesn't let you choose the difficulty. It overrides it. So it's on Master Assassin the whole time. So if you even get seen, you know how it usually does like a warning?
Yeah.
You're immediately noticed. If they even glance in your direction.
Huh.
It is so infuriating. And I just want to do it because I've done everything else in this game. And I literally had to stop the other day because I like actually punched my monitor.
Damn.
Like I straight up pimp slapped my monitor. And then I was like, that was a bad idea. That's a $400 monitor.
Yeah, see, that's like if I get mad at a game, I won't punch monitors and things that will break easily to being punched.
You just punch yourself in the face.
No, well, it depends.
Sometimes
I'll hit myself in the head. I'll do that.
Like an oaf child. I'm like,
if it's something really simple and I'm not getting it, I'll just go.
Oh my god.
On my head.
Try to get it jogged in there.
Yeah, just to I'm like, man, I'm an idiot. But if it's like most of the time, if I get mad, I just punch my desk, like full force punch my desk.
The problem I have now, and maybe it's not a problem, maybe it's not, is I can't get away with punching shit anymore because it really upsets my girlfriend when she hears a loud fucking bang. Really upsets her. Like it'll cause a screaming match, which then escalates that frustration.
It's gonna be a bit of a pain, but like, I just ignore it.
It's hot.
Yeah. So, yeah, background noise. There's a dehumidifier. It's fucking humid. Okay. It is humid. It is summer in New England. It is sticky.
It is sticky. Like, I swear, man, it's sticky. Like, you try to do a split and you split your nuts with it.
It was nice.
They just sit together.
Right? It was nice this morning.
Oh my god, yeah, dude.
Okay, so let me paint a visual. I said that I did my FID course. And Jordan knows the exact place I went.
Same place I went.
Yeah. So you go into the parking lot and
it's small as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, all the windows and stuff are covered,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't see outside.
Specifically, and I asked the guy why. Because all the guns on the shelf can't be visible from street view.
Really?
That's what he had told me. And then the gun store I go to also has no windows.
Interesting.
So,
anyway.
I was like,
So, I get out, right? I get out of my car at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, it's nice out. It's
nice
cool.
and breezy, yeah.
It's got a nice breeze. It's not disgusting out. And I walk to this building with no windows, and I don't leave for 4.5 hours.
Yep.
And then I get out, and I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's like you crossed over into the Sahara.
Yeah, it was like, what the hell happened?
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. That used to be the most jarring thing about school.
Yeah, that and like if you go to like a movie theater, it's the same.
Or a movie
feeling.
theater. Yeah, you go, it sets at night, and then when you leave, it's like pitch black. Like,
yeah, you're like it's bright out when you show up, and you walk out the door, and it's black.
Yeah, you're like, did I even leave the theater yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Because today was rough. So like he's not exaggerating. Like today went from like 67 in the morning with a nice breeze to like 90 and humid.
I turned my AC down on my car to the lowest, like the first notch was barely any AC. I'm like, it's
like,
fine.
It's like queefing at you.
Yeah, and I get out and I'm like, oh my god, and I had to crank this shit.
Yeah, it is bad today. It's brutal.
It's pretty bad. But anyway, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
But yeah, those master challenges incredibly frustrating. I can't get away with banging things anymore, so I usually just like. I've gotten so much better, and like I said, it's a good thing, because she has really helped me to, like, not do that. It's very rare that I genuinely snap and hit something again, and my monitor happened to be the fucking object. I was so angry, though.
I was going to make a joke about domestic violence, but maybe I shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't. Probably not a good idea.
The thing is, I can't get away with, like... Because this happens, I have a lot of, like, rage moments in fucking SnowRunner. All the time. Because just shit takes
you just, like, flip
so
over.
long in that game.
And then you
flip
over. So
I'm, like, right near a destination, and I flip. And I play SnowRunner with a controller. Because, like, the wheel support isn't that great.
And the mouse and keyboard is, like, even worse.
And the mouse and keyboard sucks even worse. So the controller's a nice, happy medium. So, I... have the shittiest controller. Like, I went to Walmart and I bought the cheapest controller they had. Mm-hmm. They had, for $19.99, they had a controller. I was like, okay, I'm going to get this one. I picked it up, and then I looked next to it, $14.95. I'm going to get that one. So it's not even, I got this last year, so 2020. It is an Xbox 360 controller. And it is made out of the cheapest plastic possible that if I play a game a little too hard, it will flex.
Oh my god. Jeez. It's just like twisty. It's going all twisty on you.
So if I do anything, if I get slightly too mad, I could snap it in half easily.
I have a bad habit with PlayStation controllers of just starting to bend them as I get upset. And they crack at the sides. That one would literally turn to dust.
Oh, yeah. It's all hollow. If you hold the trigger for too long, it starts making noise.
That's funny.
So,
oh no.
But man, yeah. But I've been playing the shit out of Valhalla too. I played some yesterday too.
Yeah. How's that going?
So I have a few gripes with Valhalla.
I was gonna say, as Chris told me at work, he goes, "I have some gripenses," and I was like, "I hate you." That's part of the Synapse Misfire lore.
Yeah, that's the extended lore. So, I've written down, I was taking notes yesterday. Okay?
Oh, yeah?
I was taking notes. So, I have one thing here. There's a conflict in the game, and this is going to be kind of a spoiler, but whatever.
Yeah, Valhalla spoilers ahead.
There's a conflict in the game that shows up like 23 hours in, where you're a conflict with your brother Sigurd, and it's just completely out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely, like your buddies all the way through, and then like you start a chapter. It's the Oxenfordshire chapter. You start that chapter, and he's being a cunt.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell did that come from? Number one. Number two, a less important conflict is with your crewmate, fucking Dag. What a piece of shit. He's
Fuck
like
Dag.
Right, he rolls in your crew. He does raids with you. The whole nine.
Shares your loot.
Yeah, shares the loot, right? So he's clearly fighting for you. He's clearly your boy, but then he just gives you shit for no reason.
During quests, yeah, he's just like yelling at you.
Yeah, he's
in
like
your face.
He like calls you a traitor and stuff multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's very sudden, and I didn't like that. Secondly, it's very clear that there's like correct dialogue choices.
Yeah.
And the game, essentially, you pick whatever line you want, and instead of like a RPG should, delivering the line and then adjusting the dialogue accordingly, Eivor will just deliver the line and then deliver the correct one.
Mm-hmm.
So, it has no real bearing. The only real things that will change, that I've noticed, that will change if you select alternate dialogue options is like if you're trying to romance someone.
Yeah.
Constant fucking crashes.
That's since the new update.
I haven't played a game that's crashed as much as Valhalla.
So when Valhalla first came out, that thing ran like butter on my PC, right? They updated it for the Ostera Festival.
Yeah.
Immediately had crashes. They fixed that. Then they just added master challenges. Now I'm crashing again.
So every time it updates, they just add in crashes.
Seemingly.
Like, I legitimately... The only game I've really played that's crashed more is Minecraft with, like, a ton of mods. Like, an absurd amount of mods.
Yeah.
That game
it's a
crashes,
good thing it saves a lot.
That game crashes, in my experience playing it, once a day. At least.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had it happen in the middle of a cutscene yesterday.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of a fucking cutscene, and I'm like, I'm kind of invested in this now. Kind of invested because it's like a longer cutscene. I'm like invested in this. Game crashes.
Oh, you know, maybe I should have provided some context as to what led up to punching the monitor. That was when I was almost done with the challenge and it crashed.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, when I say almost done, I was like 3/4. I had one more group to take out, and then it crashed. And
nice.
I just backhanded the monitor, shut down my PC, and left.
I was so mad that I went to bed.
I literally went to bed and started reading the book instead.
That happened to me when I fucking broke my chair. Right? When the welds gave out around the wheels and it snapped up and and my chair broke, and I'm like, I've had this chair for like 5 months and it's already fucking broken. I was so mad that I just went to bed.
And you said, I'm done. That's it. Tomorrow's a new day.
And then I woke up and I'm like, this is still a situation that affects me. I don't know what I'm going to do. What? Okay.
Sure. He was just talking about Valhalla, I guess.
He's opinionated.
Any other gripences? Or gripes?
No, but I do have an interesting story. A funny one.
Shoot.
Okay, so you know how there's like random areas where you walk through and Eivor just goes, oh, I shouldn't be seen here.
Yeah, like restricted areas.
Yeah.
Or distrust areas.
So there was like a town that I was passing through to get to the when I was starting the London arc.
Mm-hmm.
I was passing through the town. And this is in... Oh my god. This is in like the first area you go to. Leicestershire, I think. It's in the middle of that, I think. So it's like power level 20 is recommended.
And by now you're probably what, like 100?
115 or something.
115, yeah.
And so I'm passing through that town, and Eivor pulls his hood on. It's a distrust area. He pulls his hood on and he goes, I shouldn't be seen here. And then I go, oh, say no more. So imagine, right? You're living in a town. It's a very well-guarded town. And it's generally pretty safe because there's guards fucking everywhere. One day, the guards, like, notice, like, a stranger riding through the town. They're like, what the hell's going on? Get this guy out of here. So they, like, start to yell at him and attack him. And then the stranger gets off his horse and single-handedly slaughters your entire town and doesn't even take anything. Not a single piece of loot. Just kills everyone without taking a single piece of damage.
And then leaves.
And then just leaves. There was a point where I could have just escaped. I could have just walked out. But I was like, there's like 8 more people here. I'm just going to kill.
Yeah.
And so I wiped out the entire town.
That's fucking awesome.
Aside from the civilians, of course. Because you can't do that.
You'll desynchronize if you do.
So,
that was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I didn't take any damage.
And just mopped the floor.
That's like, they were hitting me with the dollar store arrows, okay? I was like...
They were bending when they hit you.
Yeah, I was like... There was a guy that... I was being surrounded by them. And basically what happened was 3 people like swung at me at once, and I did Q to block. All 3 of them was a perfect block, so I could do stun attacks. So I just kept hitting the button, and and there was a swarm of people just watching people get their heads just absolutely crushed with hammers and hit with axes and shit.
Just getting them beat down in the street.
Absolutely, just an absolute menace to society came through and genocided your entire town.
That's fucking awesome. I love, man, that's funny. When you go to low-level areas, it's so funny.
Even, like, the higher-level areas don't really pose that much of a challenge.
If you get the timing down.
It's a very easy game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a very difficult game. I'm 28 hours in, and I've died once.
Yeah. I died more from fall damage than anything else until I got the perk that really reduces fall damage.
I died once to there's a boss battle in Asgard.
Mm-hmm.
I died once to that one.
Is it with Fenrir the first time? The
wolf?
wolf?
No. I think there's 2. Yeah, there's the wolf, and then there's the fucking...
The last guy, the builder. Yeah,
the builder.
But he's actually a Jotun. Yeah.
Yeah, giant guy.
That motherfucker. It's so funny because the book or whatever, as I mentioned a few episodes, actually I think last episode, Assassin's Creed Valhalla Gearman Saga, it is remarkable. So I'm on page 340 out of like 4 something now. Yeah, I'm pretty close to. I'm on the last part of the book, and the book starts off like you're like, who are these people, right? And then by the end, like where I'm at, it ties in like majorly to the main game, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, have you been to Jorvik yet?
No.
No. When you go there, you're gonna meet 2 warriors. Those warriors that you meet there are literally the mom and dad of the main character of the book.
Really?
Yep, and it has no mention of it in the game. And then in the book, you actually meet them in there with Eivor as the character in the book, and it's like,
oh,
it's super freaking awesome, dude. And my main point of bringing it up was number 1, yeah, it's awesome, but number 2, it's so much more grounded than the game in reality. So it's funny because in the game, you walk into a town, you take everyone out.
Yeah.
In the book, it's like one-on-one getting your ass kicked.
I found that a lot funny. With The Witcher too, because they have like in the game there's like texts, like different lore pieces within the game that you can read or hear about, and it's like, oh, a lot of Witchers die to just like a drowner. But then you just, by the time you're like level 10 in that game, you're just like, you are massacring hundreds of generations of drowners.
Literally, dude.
And it's like,
oh my god.
A Witcher is meant to be like penniless. And I went into fucking like the end of the game. I went towards, I started Hearts of Stone with like 100,000 crowns. Like,
Jesus
and
Christ.
I was probably the richest man on the planet.
I tried, what the fuck's happening? What the fuck? I'm like losing my voice all of a sudden. That's not good for a podcast. I choked on something.
Cock.
I literally can't even talk right now, dude.
What is your issue?
Just give me a second. My voice will come back. Give me a few seconds here. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I think I sound better now. There we go. Took me a second there. I don't know what the fuck's happening, dude. I'm dying. So I fired up The Witcher 2 days ago.
Really?
I was like, man, I got nothing to play. I'm going to do Blood and Wine, right? Fired up the game. I loaded in at the end of the Hearts of Stone expansion, so where you fight under the moon.
Yeah.
And the guy takes the other dude's soul. I loaded in. I marked the quest, or like tracked it or whatever, and it was like, 1,200 meters. And I just looked at the footstep symbol, and I was like, I'm not walking that far. And I just immediately closed the game. I just closed up the game, and I haven't fucking touched it since.
Bruh.
I was just like, I walked out of the cave, and I just kept seeing the footsteps, and I forgot like how far things are.
Yeah.
Compared to like Valhalla, because of how much slower you move, even on your horse. So I walked out of the cave, and it was at 1,000 steps, and I walked through this cave for like a solid minute and a half, and then it was at like 9:40, and I was like, oh fuck this, and I'm done. I mean, like some other time.
That's kind of like how I am with Valhalla. Like a lot of times when I play a game like that, I'm in the world, and like I want to explore the world and see what's going on. Oftentimes I don't fast travel in games like that.
Yeah.
I fast travel everywhere. I'm like, I don't have the patience for this, because what you do essentially in Valhalla is you get on your horse, you hold Z, and then you hit E, and then you go on Instagram for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because your horse just walks to your destination.
Yeah. Yeah, the follow.
There isn't even any interesting dialogue 99% of the time. That's the only reason I liked all that in Red Dead 2. Was like
something always happened.
There's always something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Even like when you're just riding to a destination, there's like some dialogue happening or world events, but it's kind of sparse in Valhalla. But you got to give them credit because there is a lot of stuff considering how long the game development was, which wasn't nearly as long as Red Dead 2.
So like a tenth of Red Dead 2's, yeah, and it shows.
So
So what my strategy for Valhalla at the start was, I never fast traveled, and then I would go to all the mysteries that were on the way. So if I'm heading 2,000 meters north and then northwest, there's like, a mystery 800 meters. I'd go there, do that, then go again, and I kind of do mysteries along the way. Now that I'm done with all those, I'm literally just like fast travel. I got to go back to Ravensthorpe, fast travel.
Yeah, I don't have the fucking patience for the mysteries either.
No.
It's like and I haven't really encountered any of them that I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly no Red Dead 2 Stranger missions, that's for sure.
That's the thing, but I was thinking about this yesterday. Comparing anything to Red Dead 2 really is a poor comparison. Red Dead Redemption 2 is, I think, in my opinion, legitimately, the best piece of media ever created.
I agree.
Video game, book, movie, TV show, regardless.
It is the best piece of media
ever made.
Yeah, and I agree as well. In terms of things I've ever read, watched, played, interacted with,
I felt like I was friends with these characters, like that we've known each other for years.
Oh yeah, by the end, oh yeah, no, like literally, yeah, no exaggeration. I was like, that's my boy.
I felt like I was friends with Charles in real life.
Yeah. Like, I knew more about him than I do than some of our friends.
I was better friends with Arthur by the end of the game than I am with Jordan right now.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's fucking nuts, dude. What the hell was I just gonna say? Something about Red Dead. Red Dead 2, Red Dead 1. I don't remember what I was gonna say. I had something, but, no, man, Red Dead 2 is a whole nother animal. That is just, like, pinnacle human creation. Like, Like, fuck cars, dude. Red Dead.
Yeah.
Like, fuck modern engineering. Red Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very much like you said, though, like Valhalla. Like, to me, I definitely think I like Valhalla a bit more than you. But you, like you always say, it's a Ubisoft game. They're good at shitting out mediocre,
exactly,
like,
it's
entertaining games.
Yeah, for what they've released, it's definitely on the better end.
Yeah.
Like, it's no Far Cry Primal, right? That game is kind of ass.
It is. I didn't like it either.
I bought that game and I was like, oh, it's a Far Cry game. I'll play a little bit of it.
Yeah, how do you go wrong with Far Cry?
And then I played it. I'm like, man, this just isn't fun.
Speaking of Far Cry, though, Far Cry 6 be looking real fucking good. Like they're really honing in on narrative, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I need, boy.
So, I mean, I think of the Ubisoft games I've played, Valhalla is one of the best ones.
Yeah, no, Valhalla's a good game. We probably don't sell it too well, but you know, it is.
It's okay. So let's put this on a scale: 0, dog shit; 5, mediocre; 10, outstanding.
And 11, Red Dead 2.
If Red Dead Redemption 2 is a 10, outstanding.
All right, what's a 5?
And a 5 is like, man, what's just an average game? Just like, it's probably, the thing is, it's probably so average that I'm forgetting about it.
Yeah. Come on.
You know, I felt this way about the Wolfenstein, the
2?
No,
or the Order, Old Order, New Order, whatever.
Yeah, that one.
The first one, yeah.
I played that, and I'm like, I didn't really gain anything from this.
Really? I'll agree with that. I'd say it's more like a 5. It's just like shoot some Nazis. 0 is going to be like Dynasty Warriors 9.
0 is like...
Or Life of Black Tiger.
0 is like... Man, what is 0?
Genuinely, what game is just ass?
I don't know. But if we've established 5 as a mediocre game,
10 is like a Red Dead.
It's like a 6.5.
Yeah.
It's above mediocre, but it's not outstanding.
If Red Dead wasn't the 10 scale, I'd say it's like a 7. But because the difference between Valhalla and Red Dead is just leaps and bounds, like incomparable.
But
so
I'm also gonna say like something like, it's definitely like a lot, like an exponential scale.
Yeah.
Like I would say like GTA 5. That's like a 7.5.
When you first play it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first time around, it's like 7.5. Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, but no, Valhalla, it's a good time, especially if you grab it on a sale.
I would say anything above a 5 is worth a play, especially if you get it on sale.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing. A game like Red Dead 2 is like, in my opinion, so good that if they were to, like, you know when games get re-released and they're like $60 and you're like, bro, this game is like 5 years old, you made it 4K and like $60?
Yeah, you just put
Red Dead 2, I wouldn't even care if it was just $60 from now till ever. Like,
if
it
they
deserves to
charged
stay.
me $60 a month to have that game, I would still own it.
Basically.
Like, I pay more for this game every month than I do on insurance for my cat. Do you have pet insurance, Jordan?
No.
Damn.
Did you get it after it just had its
Yeah,
fucking
my
incident?
cat ate tape and it cost me nearly $4,000. So I was like, I'm gonna get pet insurance. So they cover up to $5,000 every year.
Yeah, my nutsack broke and that
yeah,
cost me like $5,000.
That was
2 years ago.
Health insurance. Yeah. Did that ever get resolved?
I guess.
You guess.
I guess.
It's your nuts. Why do you not know?
They didn't do anything.
Did it go away?
Sure, sometimes.
Okay. You had like a vein issue.
It's called a varicocele.
In your nutsack for reference.
Yeah, varicocele. It's basically like, imagine it as a blood clot, but with veins and in your nutsack.
And you said it was painful to walk.
It was painful to live, like just sitting,
damn.
just sitting, with just chilling. You could elevate me in like 0 gravity, and it was still like excruciating.
Damn.
But don't worry, because the one female ER doctor was like, most men don't experience pain from this, and I was like, oh yeah, most men, yeah, fuck most men, yeah. How's that? Just like how, according to their statistics, most men have it but don't know it until they try to have children because it causes infertility, and then you have to get it removed to then not your nut, the veins, to then have kids.
You have to get neutered.
It's basically like having a restriction.
Really?
Right? And
that's interesting.
A lot of men will be like, oh yeah, I can't have kids, and they're like, oh yeah, you have this, you get rid of the veins, you give it a year, your sperm count goes up, and then you can have kids again. That's like a very common thing. I just happen to have the case where it feels like someone took a 12 gauge to my scrotum.
Hey, but be thankful you didn't get testicular torsion.
Yes.
Because that happens and you sit on it for like not joking, like 12 hours, and your nut is revoked.
Your nut rights are revoked.
You no longer have whatever testicle was torsioned.
Oh no, I'll just torch it the other way, man.
There you go.
It just spins, just like
Just
It's like, you know, when you like wind something up, let it go. Just gonna do that. Just wind it. I'm gonna go the same direction a couple more times so it unwinds itself.
What were we talking about?
Valhalla, man, and then we went on to torsion and stuff.
Oh, Valhalla.
And your cat insurance, yeah.
Cat insurance and Red Dead 2. It's worth a play. Valhalla, you're an expert on Valhalla and lore and everything.
Yeah.
You've been reading books.
Yeah.
Gay Eivor. Is it canon?
Unfortunately not. Gay Eivor is not canon because male Eivor is not even canon.
Damn it!
Did you start calling him Gayvor?
Yeah. Listen, my playthrough, my Eivor is the gayest Eivor, I think. Every opportunity Eivor's had for a male advance, I've accepted it. Every opportunity he's had for a female advance, I've rejected it.
Like Randvi. Oh no.
What a bitch. Get out of here.
Randvi.
It's Pride Month. Eivor is gay.
I was telling you at work about how so another spoiler for Valhalla, if you decide to romance or not romance her there, like when you do that quest with her, and then you play the rest of the game, eventually she ends up becoming your wife anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Just anyway.
Yeah. I'm not sure. You have to accept it per se, but by the end of the game, she can become your wife.
All right, I have a loophole. You know how you can change Eivor's appearance? I'm gonna change him into a female, so that way the gayness can be preserved.
There you go. I gotta say, man, the fucking Valhalla. What a funny ass game, dude. Those dialogue options sometimes.
Yeah.
I do have to say it's one of the better ones in terms of like knowing what he's gonna say.
It's really awkward though. A lot of his dialogue.
Yeah. It's not as bad. Have you seen Alexios from Odyssey?
No, but I've had. I saw one. I had one yesterday where I was having a conversation, and there was a line that Eivor delivers if you select it, and there's a line that Eivor delivers like very heated, like very angry, and then the line you're supposed to pick is just him calm. He's like, "What are you doing?" Okay, so where are we going now? But and in general, his dialogue's a bit strange. He's like, he speaks like a poet.
Yeah.
It's odd. He speaks like an Edgar Allan Poe poem.
They try to spin it as like he's a Viking, but he's also super intelligent.
Which I don't like very much. His dialogue comes off as unnatural.
He's very, he's very whimsical, charismatic. He's not very abrasive. He'll cross his arms and throw like a witty line out there. So like, this is just a compilation of funniest cutscenes in the game.
Let me hear this.
But the dialogue in that game is a lot cringier than Valhalla. But it's a good game though.
And Valhalla already has like some pretty cringy shit.
Valhalla is interesting. I actually have a note on our notes that says my favorite announcement from the Ubisoft Forward event. Did you hear any announcements at all?
The only announcement I've heard from any manufacturer recently, over the course of like E3 completely happened, didn't it? Just already done.
Yep.
The only announcement I heard about was Battlefield.
I figured you were gonna say Breath of the Wild too.
I was like, no, it's like I heard about Battlefield, and I'm like, don't care. And then I didn't read any other media from E3.
No. So I fucking followed that thing like crazy, but so Breath of the Wild 2, I thought you might be excited about. They showed some gameplay and stuff.
I didn't hear about this until right this second, actually.
So that's always cool. They showed some Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay.
Actually, no, I did hear because they announced a new Wario, new WarioWare game.
Yeah.
So.
But one of the announcements that made me like, oh, hell yeah, was Ubisoft. They came out and they said, hey, we are not making another Assassin's Creed game. We're actually going to do more with Valhalla. So they're not making a new game next year.
That might be nice.
They're going to do like a year 2, like they've always done with their live service games. So this could be bad, this could be good. This could be them going all live service and bullshit. Or it could mean that we get good, genuine like expansions.
I thought that meant like they wanted to do more with that universe.
So that's exactly what it is.
Well, I guess it is the same universe regardless,
Yeah.
but with that world and that character.
Yeah, so they are. So it's going to be Valhalla Year 2.
Oh, I thought they meant like a second game.
Oh, like a Valhalla 2, or I get what you're saying. Like a sequel directly to that.
Didn't
like
they have the trilogy with fucking Ezio?
Ezio, yeah. Eivor.
And they have a trilogy with Eivor.
Yeah. So, I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool, because I already said the Wrath of the Druids DLC was real good. It was just short. And the new DLC seems cool. You're going to Muspelheim, and it's the Siege on Paris. So if they can get us more expansions, they actually, at the end of the announcement for Valhalla's Year 2, they teased, what was it? It was like a portal to another world. I think it was for Muspelheim itself. They had teased, so I was like, damn, bro. They can, I hope they expand that game, and you'll see the story in the second half, probably right about where you are. Maybe like another 2 to 5 hours. The story ramps up like fucking crazy and gets a lot better. So I don't know. I hope they do something cool. I hope they keep it going. So I just want them to make good stuff, not garbage stuff. So
yeah, they did an announcement for the new Far Cry, didn't they? They talked about it.
Yep, they talked about it. They showed a little bit of stuff. They showed like the Anton Castellano or whatever the fuck his name is, the main bad guy, and I'm pretty hyped for Far Cry 6, man. I mean, the graphics don't look very good if you actually look at the trailers. Like, it doesn't look next gen by much, but like blurry textures and shit, which I'm assuming is hopefully just early gameplay. But the actual story like seems sick. And I have another note on there that
they had
Far Cry Bad Guy Edition.
They had Steve in accounting make all the textures in MS Paint.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Steve did a decent job then. Did you hear about Far Cry Bad Guy Edition?
Nope.
So, Far Cry Bad Guy Edition is actually something you get with the Season Pass. Far Cry 6 is called, pretty sure they're calling it Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Remember they had Far Cry 4 Blood Dragon? That was like a robo fucking sci-fi.
I think it was just Far Cry Blood Dragon, wasn't it?
Oh, was it just Far Cry? Okay, it might have been just Far Cry. That was like robo cybernetics.
Yeah.
And so this new one, you get to play as all the villains. You play as Voss. You play as the dude from the fourth, Pagan Min. And you play as Jacob, whatever the fuck his name is, Jacob or whatever, the bad guy from the fifth one. That's how bad he was compared to the other two.
I mean,
so that should be kind of cool.
I mean, anything past Voss wasn't a very memorable bad guy.
Yeah, Voss was like the last, like, goddamn. I heard leaks of Far Cry 3 VR being.
Pagan Min sucked.
He was
lame. Like, I finished the game and I was like. I finished the game, I killed him, and I was like, man, I didn't feel anything from this game. It's over, and I did not feel anything.
Yeah. I think Far Cry 4 as a whole was kind of like, kind of whack.
I liked the elephants.
I
liked that you could get on an elephant and just wreck shit. That was my favorite part of the game.
That's true. Kind of led into like Far Cry Primal.
They had the same map.
Yeah. So... I thought that was cool. Far Cry Bad Guy Edition should be interesting. But I was disappointed. We didn't hear shit about Assassin's Creed or Splinter Cell VR. Kind of mad. I was hoping to hear something, but because they talked about it last year's E3 or last year's Ubisoft Forward at E3, they talked about it. But this
like a Far Cry or a Splinter Cell or a Assassin's Creed VR game even entail?
So if you want a good representation of like Splinter Cell in VR, I would look towards a game called Aspire 1 on the Quest and Rift and Steam. It's just a stealth espionage game. You can climb any fucking surface, suppress silent
similar
pistols.
To Budget Cuts. Which is
it's very, very similar.
The same idea.
Very similar, just not with robots. There's some robots, but not all robots. But it's the same. It's the same kind of idea. You crawl through vents, you do sneaky shit. You can actually, in that game, you can yank people through vents too. And then as for Assassin's Creed VR, the closest thing I can think of is a game that's in early access on Steam that I've been playing since launch called Unnightly, which I tried to go back and play, but that game actually controls really bad. But in terms of gameplay, you have a hidden blade you can use, and it's very similar.
Oh, it's cute.
So I just hope it's not like a tech demo when they release it, you know?
I mean, a lot of VR games are.
So, hopefully not.
We're kind of breaking out of that tech demo stage. Like
For
they're
the most
starting
part.
to get some big money into VR,
Oh,
but
actually,
not to the level that I would.
I'm
like.
gonna ruin your day right now, right
Oh,
here.
boy.
Are you
I'm
guys
ready.
ready? You guys ready for Chris to have his day ruined? Officially, this will be the worst day in your recollective memory, right? Do you know what's happening to the Quest?
What's happening? To the
It's
Quest?
getting ads.
Huh?
Ads are coming to the headset.
In what way?
In games and the home menu.
Fuck.
You just wrote some stuff. Yeah. One developer specifically, so it's on a developer level. They get to decide, as of now, how they want to incorporate it if they want to. One developer is getting reamed because it's a game that's paid, and they're adding it in a few weeks. Adds to this game.
You know the scene in Resident Evil 8 where Lady Dimitrescu is on the phone?
Mm-hmm. And she picks up the entire vanity.
And she throws the vanity? That's what I was trying to simulate.
With the mustard chair.
Yes. But I didn't throw the whole chair because...
And because you also threw it at your gaming computer, your Quest, and your
Yes.
wheel. So that would have been a bad idea. You just threw the cushion. And even that scared me. But yeah. So that's the thing.
Man, imagine, right, you boot up a game that you paid like $40 fucking for, and you go, this game sponsors Raid Shadow Legends.
That's what people were saying, yeah. Home menu, you know, if they want to have like ads around you while you're selecting your game, fine. But if developers start putting ads into the game, like, you know, if you have a free game, like some of the free experiences in the Quest, sure. But that game, I think it's specifically, don't quote me on this, I think it's Bastion is the game. That it's like $10 or $20, and they've announced like, yeah, we're gonna put ads as soon as they roll out in the game. So
I hate advertisements.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how much I hate advertisements, Jordan. I don't watch any cable television. I stopped watching Amazon Prime shows
When they added ads.
because they have advertisements. I have uBlock Origin, which blocks every form of advertisement. And I have Sponsor Block, which blocks sponsor segments of videos.
Really?
This is how much I hate advertisements.
People were actually saying, because obviously the Quest is just Android, people were saying you could probably sideload an APK for ad blocker.
I might.
So, now here's the fear though. Facebook will almost certainly ban you for that if I had to guess.
Alternatively, here's a thought.
Yeah, I agree.
Alternatively, here's a thought. What you do is you run, $40. You get a Raspberry Pi. And you run what's called Pi-hole, which essentially you just point your router to run all traffic through this specific DNS before it hits the general internet, which is your Raspberry Pi. So all the traffic is being routed through your Raspberry Pi first. And what Pi-hole does is it has a big list of advertiser domains, and you can just add to it.
So if you find one, you can...
And what it does...
Okay.
And you can download pre-made lists, too. What it does is it essentially tells that domain... it just returns like... a
failure signal.
Like a 0.0.0.0 IP. So they're like, it just can't connect.
Mm-hmm.
So the advertisement block is still there.
But it's blank.
But it can't load the advertisement from the domain.
There you go.
So it'll just skip through it.
What, outside of specifically that, like, what is the purpose? Besides, like, I just want ads to be blocked. Like, is there, like, a industry reason for the Raspberry Pi to be able to do that? Like, do people use that for anything?
Like, industry-wise? No.
Yeah, no. It's just fuck ads.
Yeah, it's a tool that's just
ads.
made by a developer who doesn't like ads.
There you go.
That's like a lot of what like Linux development is. It's like some guy doesn't like something,
Let's make it.
So he makes a thing to combat that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guy who doesn't like... I don't like the fact that there's no Corsair keyboard drivers on Linux. Okay, so I made one.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
No.
But yeah, I don't know what capacity these ads are going to have, but let me tell you this. If I'm playing Onward and I get a fucking ad in the pregame lobby, I'm literally getting rid of my Quest 2. Like, I'll get rid of it.
If
I will literally buy an index if I have to.
I am going to put on my headset, launch a game, see an advertisement, and put my Quest directly into a shredder.
Yeah.
It's another one of those scenarios where I'm going to be so mad, I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping it stays as it is, where it's a developer level, because most developers aren't going to try. Then most developers are not going to have you pay for a game and then put ads in it.
Yeah.
Only some few stupid ones are. Like I said, I don't care if a free game has ads. I don't play any free games really ever.
Are there any free games, not just on the Quest, but in general, that are worth playing?
Fortnite, Apex Legends.
I said that are worth playing.
No, not many.
Oh, Rocket League, I guess.
Well, that's free to play now, but that used to be paid, which explains why it was good before, and now it's still good.
Or CS, if that's your thing. But I'm just...
Is CS free to play now?
Yeah. Yeah, it was free to play for me initially because someone bought it for me, which was nice.
Nice. But yeah, no, generally like a free game.
Same with Rocket League, actually.
Someone bought it for you?
Yeah, someone bought it for me. Like, every game that's converted to free to play that I own, I've gotten while it costs money, not on my dime.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Did they announce anything about Overwatch 2? Do you know?
No, nothing.
Because I'm like, that game surely has no right to exist.
I mean,
Overwatch 1 was great. It ran its course. But, like, what's really different? And they announced that you can cross-play with people who have Overwatch 1.
So the multiplayer is going to be cross-platform, cross-play. But there's a campaign on Overwatch 2 that I guess they're expecting people to like. That's not a very happy face.
I don't know about that. That's more of a smug face. I don't think people care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think people care.
Well, Overwatch was like the first mainstream hero shooter. Now everything's a fucking hero shooter. So.
Sure. But people don't play Overwatch really.
No.
Anymore.
It got drowned out by every other hero shooter and every other multiplayer shooter.
So, I don't know. I'm just saying. That's my opinion on the matter. Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to care. I don't think Overwatch 2 has any business to even exist, really.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
You know what? I had an epiphany the other day. So, obviously, we talked a lot about Valhalla. And I haven't played any old Assassin's Creed games since they launched. So, my most recent, before Valhalla, was Odyssey. Very similar to Valhalla. Well, during E3, they had a super sale on Ubisoft, and you could get like $10 off additionally. So I bought Assassin's Creed Unity, because I heard that game was mostly fixed and was good, and Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And I started playing them, and Unity was not fixed. Damn. However, it is good, and I came to the conclusion that Unity and Syndicate have some of the best combat of that series.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because they were in between the phase of Origins and Odyssey, where it's RPG, and like the early Assassin's Creed games, where it's like hit, block, hit, attack, instant kill. Like Unity, you'll get fucked up if you don't counter right.
Was Unity the one that they gave out for free when
Notre Dame
burned down? Yeah. Because that's when I have Unity, and that's the reason I have it.
Yeah, they gave it away when it burned down, because that's like it's in Paris, so it's a big point of the game. Yeah. And it's a good game. It's people, I was seeing reviews that were like, they fixed all the bugs all these years later. I don't know if they were maybe talking about console, because it's still a fucking pretty buggy nightmare on PC. And Syndicate is pretty cool. But I actually realized, like, man, I don't want... for a while, I was like, I kind of want them to return to formula. I want, like, a new one where it's more like the old ones. I don't. The old ones play like shit. At least on PC, they play like shit.
Yeah, and they're like generally primarily stealth games, which I'm not particularly into anyway. Like I like Hitman because making a scene is always an option.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of deaths that you can set up that the game kind of guides you through. There's a lot of assassinations that are just wacky.
Yeah.
That are just fucking unreal.
Hitman's a good game.
But it's just like primarily stealth as a genre, so I don't have the patience for stealth.
Yeah. I have the patience for stealth unless it's mastery challenges in Valhalla.
It's like because a lot of stealth I've learned is like, okay, I have to learn the path of this guard. I need to know where he's going to be at what time and where I can put him at what time where he won't be seen. That was a big thing in Payday, where the guards have specific paths, but they're very easy to learn. So like bank heist, gold, deposit, money, whatever it was, is very, very easy to stealth because there's 4 guards always. There's 4 guards and they have distinct paths and if you're lucky, the camera placement will be good and you can lure a guard with a camera. And that stealth in that game is remarkably simple.
Speaking of Payday, Payday 3 was announced.
Was it?
Very vaguely. I'm pretty sure it was the game that was announced. They were like, yeah, 2023.
It was like essentially what Overkill did as a company. They were like, okay, development on Payday is done. We're going to work on a couple other projects now.
Like that really shitty Walking Dead game.
And then they sucked, and they were like, okay, we're out of money now. We're going to go back to Payday development. So, because there was a good stretch where there was just no updates for Payday.
Yeah.
Just because they were done with development. They continued Payday support through like 2017 or something. And then there was no updates, and they were like, oh, we're out of money now. Here's this Payday.
Yeah. Here's Payday 2.
Here's Payday 2 again. And don't get me wrong, I like Payday 2.
Yeah.
I have a lot of time in the Payday 2.
That's a good game. There are other games, like Overkill's The Walking Dead was ass.
I have actually the most time into Payday 2. On Steam, at least. I have like 450 hours in the Payday.
Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. I'm about to crack 100 with Valhalla. I'm at 96.
I cracked 100 with SnowRunner not that long ago. I have like 110 or 112 now.
Damn. That's
that
pretty fucking
game
gnarly.
Is fucking crazy.
Yeah. We gotta play it. We gotta make a video on it, man. Fuck.
I've been having a grand old time with SnowRunner. Because there's been new stuff that's out.
Yeah.
So, essentially what they did was they released DLC in 4 phases. So they did like phase 1 through 4, and there were major expansions. And phase 4 came out not that long ago.
A couple weeks ago, right? Or like a month ago?
Like a month ago, I think. And it added another region in Russia. And it added like another like couple bug fix things, which are a lot more helpful. Like now you have the option to turn on or off the engine of a truck you're winched to.
Yeah.
Okay. So like if you winch a truck that's stuck, and you're like, okay, that truck doesn't have a ton of fuel, and this truck doesn't have a ton of fuel, so I don't want to waste more fuel than I have to. You can turn that truck's engine off and just pull it out of what.
Yeah, and then use it after.
So, or sometimes you're like, okay, I can't get away with that. Let me turn on the engine of the truck. So I had a good time. I was delivering some stuff, as you do in SnowRunner.
A lot of like the UPS man, but for like steel beams.
It's you're the UPS man, but if the UPS man was delivering building materials after an apocalypse had happened.
Yeah.
It's like the worlds are very post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's all like flooded and desolate.
It's like you're like the first map you're like rural Michigan and like there's no roads, everything's flooded. You have to like drive across a river to get to a place.
Yeah.
There's no infrastructure. The bridges have collapsed. So,
what is happening?
Bruh. So, you know, but it's very fun. And I have 100 and, I said, what did I say? Like 110 or 112 hours. And what have I played so far? I've done nearly all the main tasks on Michigan. And I've been playing the Yukon region a lot, and it's Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. I haven't been playing Yukon. I've been playing Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
That map is fucking fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot. That's a very different map, but also kind of the same. It's the same, but different.
Yeah.
Things are much kind of more spread apart, and it's a much more difficult map, and the deliveries are a lot more difficult. Like, I'm still working on my first delivery in that map, and I've been working on it. Paper Factory A. It's like a delivery that pays like $28,000 or something, and I've been working on that delivery for like 16 hours.
Jesus
of
Christ.
Gameplay. I've been I don't know if that's how accurate that number is, but I know I've been working on it since sub 100 hours.
Mm.
And sub 4 days. Because it gives you, Epic gives you time in days.
Yeah.
So sub 4 days.
Jesus Christ.
So I have 6 more things I have to deliver.
God damn.
I have 6 metal rolls, and then that's done. But I still have to do Paper Factory B, which is a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, that's gonna be, oh my god.
So I spent a large amount of time, because what you can do is, I forget what resource you have to get. It's like concrete blocks or concrete slabs, and you need like 8 of them or something. And essentially what you do, or what I did, was I got a truck with a flatbed and a trailer. No, I got a truck with a semi-trailer that held 4 cargo slots. And I would just go to the crafting station and then back to the paper factory. And it's like a half-mile drive, right? And in that drive, you have to drive legitimately like underwater. There's a road that's completely flooded. So I had to have a supporting truck. And then I needed to have fuel trucks. And I needed to have more supporting trucks for my fuel trucks. I used a lot of trucks. And then I was like, okay, I can do this part of the delivery, but I'm going to leave this set of trucks here. And then I'm going to do a different part of the delivery with another set of trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. And I found out the map that I've been dicking around on actually has a garage. Because I entered the map from the other side for the first time. Like, oh, there's a garage on this map. Cool. The reason I went to the other map, I forgot. The reason I went to the other map is because I needed metal rolls. And there was an area in that map that had metal rolls. And to get to these metal rolls, you have to build a bridge if you go on one entrance to the map. If you go on the other entrance to the map, you drive right past the garage. You drive right past the garage, like one of the first things you see. And then you get to it's a straight shot to the place that has the metal rolls. So I could have just, but I had to build a bridge.
Just done a
and you need service spare parts to build the bridge, and the place that I was trying to get to that was over the bridge that I needed the bridge for had service spare parts. So I had to go from the other side to get the service spare parts, to build the bridge, to cross the bridge to get where I needed to go.
That fucking sucks. That's like, holy shit. Yeah, that game, man, you can put some time into that game, and it's fun. It was fun when we played. Even the desync.
Yeah, but still, it's there's some good shit in that game.
It's like a grand old time. All right.
So I think with all that being said, we're gonna end off for this one.
Yeah. It's been a little bit of a shorter one, but it was very packed with video gamey things, so.
And it was a very gaming one, so I decided to just cut it off a bit earlier just so we can the next episode we'll talk about all the miscellaneous stuff because there's a couple other zany miscellaneous happenings.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'll talk about that, and that will be the next episode. And again, Jordan, remind everyone
is there the people
where you can find this podcast.
So if you want to listen natively in a podcast app, say instead of YouTube, because YouTube's kind of whack nowadays, you can listen natively in Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, and of course Pocket Cast. As I've said numerous times, that is my podcast app of choice. As always, take the RSS feed, put it into your favorite app, as our good buddy pal Alex would do. Stick that shit in Pornhub and listen there. And if you want to contact us, as always, comment and email us. synapsemisfire@pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, death threats. And yeah.
My head hurty.
Yeah.